It's ETE for me. We are live.
Community broadcasting, education, technology, and entertainment.
Welcome to the Co-B.E.T.E podcast, hosted by D.Bail.
Hey, what up, World Media Art Specialist D.Bail, representing for GrussellMedia.com, and of course, my brand new podcast, Co-B.E.T.E, pronounced like I ain't beat, or pronounced like let me get some beats. It's like that same enunciation vocally, the Co-B.E.T.E podcast. The Co stands for community, the B in beat stands for broadcasting, and the ETE stands for three of the most recognizable fields today and three of the fields I'm most passionate about: education, technology, entertainment. Debut episode is out now. It's on most streaming platforms. You can definitely jump on there and check out the first episode, which kind of breaks down the reasoning behind me starting this podcast and some of my intentions of starting the podcast. I am working and developing something I call ETE literacy: education, technology, and entertainment. Those three fields, and being more aware about those three fields and how they intertwine and interconnect. That is the primary purpose of the podcast. So I'm going to go into depth about how education influences technology, about how technology influences entertainment, how entertainment influences education, how technology and education connect, how technology and entertainment connect, and then the three of them mixing and matching. So the next episode, I'm actually going to be talking about educational technology, which is what I got my master's degree in. And I will also talk about some of the things that educational technology encompasses, because it's not just classrooms, believe it or not, and how many different fields of work can utilize educational technology to make their lives a little easier and to make their work processes more efficient. So that is one of the themes that the podcast Co-B.E.T.E is going to explore. I want to thank everybody that shared, subscribed, downloaded the first episode. Greatly appreciative. I wanted to do something a little different. Most people that follow me know I worked in entertainment for over 20 years, and I could have easily did a podcast interviewing artists or talking about music, and those are still some interest of mine. So maybe in the future that's something that I will dive back into. I want to talk about things that I've learned within the educational technology spectrum. So it'll be a brief overview. The same tenacity that I had when trying to get into the entertainment business, making it through and powering through for all those years, is enhanced by two, in terms of the urgency that I felt that kind of spurred me to continue my education, to get the master's, and then thankful once again that I'm going to be entering a doctoral program in the summer of 2024 to earn my Ed.D in educational technology leadership. I was just seeing a lot post-pandemic coming back into the classroom that I felt would hinder my students from not only moving forward, but to be successful in their journey as they did so. My thesis focused on what we call executive functioning. Everything from flexible thinking to taking initiative to having self-control to remembering things. All of those were impacted due to the isolation that the pandemic created for our young adolescent students. And that has been something that has really slowed down their progress, more or less. So my thesis spoke about executive functioning and utilizing technology to improve the executive functioning. I learned a lot within that process, but more importantly, it motivated me to continue into my path of education and to make sure that I'm doing everything that I can to help out the next generation, because these are the children that are going to be taking care of us as we get older. We're not going to always be working, y'all. We're not going to always be in a position of leadership and control. At some point, we're going to have to pass that baton, whether we want to or not. And it's important that our kids and our young adults understand the responsibilities that are going to be placed on them. and I felt that I needed to speak and produce a podcast that was going to help our children grow. And not just our children. I always said the Co-B.E.T.E podcast is for all ages. So there might be older people that feel like technologically they're a little bit out the loop. I created this for them as well. So I want everybody to have the exposure that I was blessed to have and I will continue to have. Take that information, pay it forward, and give it back. So that is what Co-B.E.T.E is all about. Community, broadcasting, education, technology, and entertainment. So thank you again for downloading, for streaming, pressing play, and listening. I had to make some major transformations for me to get to this point right now. And I want to recommend a book for adults that might be working with teenagers and trying to get them to understand that when you're boxed in, when you're marginalized, when you can't look beyond the four corners of your neighborhood, it limits you. It definitely limits you. And this book right here, Who Moved My Cheese, there's an adult version. There's even a cartoon that's on YouTube. Watch this video if you haven't seen it. Pick up this book for your young teenager if you haven't. It'll show them that the world is bigger than the four corners of their neighborhood. And that's what a lot of our children need to be exposed to. They need to have hope. They need to know that things are not going to always be the same, number one. And number two, they are going to have the power and the accountability to help make their lives better. So, Who Moved My Cheese video, regular book, teen book, help with that process. Once again, I want to thank everybody for the support. When I'm not here, CoBETE.com. That's my platform. You can check me out there as well. Peace.